Welcome students, welcome to all on my YouTube channel New Vision Physics Academy. Myself Amol Palve. Today a new video for student who wants to prepare for JEE, NEET and MHT CET exam. Today we are solving the examples related to motion in straight line or one dimensional motion. Before that, once again remind you, please subscribe the channel if not, and request to those students who visit this channel first time, please subscribe the channel, press the bell icon so that you get the notification of new videos. So from the series JEE, NEET and MHT CET, let's start the second chapter, motion in straight line or one dimensional motion. So let's see the first example. Question number first, from motion in straight line or one dimensional motion. To know the formulas, revision notes of this chapter, please watch the previous video. Will give the link for this video in the description box. So please watch that video before solving this example. Let's start. First example. The initial and final position vectors for a particle are respectively minus 3.0 meter I cap plus 2.0 meter j cap plus 8.0 meter k cap and 9.0 meter I cap plus 2.0 meter j cap plus minus 8.0 meter k cap. The displacement of the particle is A 6.0 meter I cap plus 4.0 meter j cap plus 16.0 meter k cap, B 6.0 meter I cap, C 12.0 meter I cap minus 16.0 meter j cap, and the option D is 12.0 meter I cap. Now let's solve the example. Once again see the example. The initial and final position vectors for a particle are respectively. There are two position vectors are given here, initial position vector and final position vector, and from this we have to determine the displacement of a particle. So let's see. For initial, take suffix I and position vector is denoted by R and vector is here, so Ri bar, that is the initial position vector, which is given minus 3.0 meter I cap plus 2.0 meter j cap plus 8.0 meter k cap. Now this is the first initial position vector is given here. Now final position vector is Rf bar, and which is equal to 8.0 meter k cap, Rf bar is equal to 9.0 meter I cap plus 2.0 meter j cap plus in bracket minus 8.0 meter k cap. Now we have to derive the displacement, and the formula for displacement or definition is displacement is the change in position vector, that is Rf bar minus Ri bar, that is difference in position vector. So final position vector minus initial position vector. So if we put the value of Rf and Ri, we get 9.0 meter I cap plus 2.0 meter j cap plus in bracket minus 8.0 meter k cap. Minus of initial position vector is minus 3.0 meter I cap plus 2.0 meter j cap plus 8.0 meter k cap. If we subtract it here, remember one thing, I is coefficient of I is subtracted from only the coefficient of I, j from j and k from k. So here for in first term 9.0 meter I cap minus of minus 3. So this minus minus become plus, so 9 plus 3 becomes 12 meter I cap. Here plus 2 is there, so due to this negative sign, the negative sign here is also changed, so it becomes minus, so minus 2 plus 2 minus 2 becomes 0. Now minus 8 becomes 16, so hence the final answer is 12.0 meter I cap minus 16 meter j cap, and hence the correct answer option is C. Now this is the first example. Let's see the next example. Question number 2. A body is projected vertically upwards the times corresponding to height h while ascending and while descending are t1 and t2 respectively, then the velocity of projection is, where g is acceleration due to gravity. Options are A, g under root t1 t2, B, g t1 t2 upon t1 plus t2, C, g under root t1 t2 upon 2, and D, g in bracket t1 plus t2 upon 2. So let's see how we solve this example. See the example again. A body is projected vertically upward. The time corresponding to height h while ascending and while descending are t1 and t2 respectively. When a body is projected upward, if one body is projected upward, if we throw a body upward, then the time required to move the body in a direction, that is called time of ascending. When the body fall down, that is called descending, and the ascending time is called t1, descending time is called t2. And now from this we have to derive the formula for velocity of projection, where g is acceleration due to gravity. Now in this case, when the motion is under gravity, time taken to go up is equal to the time taken to fall down through the same distance. And here we know, when the object is going up, that is called ascend, and when the object is falling down, that is called descend. So time taken to go up, that is time of ascend, and that time is given t1, and time taken to fall down, that is called time of descent, it is t2. So time of descent is equal to time of ascent t1, and the formula for this time is equal to u upon g, where u is the velocity and g is the acceleration due to gravity. Now therefore the total time of flight is time of ascent plus time of descent. So the total time of flight, capital T, is equal to t1 plus t2, and that is equal to u plus g plus u upon g plus u upon g, that is 2u upon g. And hence the formula for velocity, initial velocity of projection, that is u, is equal to this g is multiplied on other side. So g in bracket t1 plus t2 and divided by 2, and the formula is g t1 plus t2 upon 2, and hence the correct option is C. The correct option is D here. So D option is correct. Now question number 3. A person moves 30 meter north and then 20 meter towards east and finally 30 root 2 meter in southwest direction. The displacement of the person from the origin will be. Options are 10 meter along north, 10 meter along south, 10 meter along west, and 0. Moves 30 meter north, 20 meter towards east, and finally 30 root 2 meter in southwest direction. So the displacement of the person from the origin will be. Now here, suppose that person starts from origin O. So let's draw a diagram from this. So this O is origin. Person starts from this origin O, move towards now, that is towards A, that is 30 meter. So OA becomes 30 meter. From A it moves towards east up to B. So AB becomes 20 meter. This one A to B becomes 20 meter. Then from B it moves southwest. So this one is southwest towards D. So BD is 30 root 2 meter. Here 30 meter is written, but it is 30 root 2. So O to A north, A to B east, and B to D southwest. So this B is on east side and D is on west side. So from this, if O is origin, the person starts from origin, then OA becomes first 30 meter, AB becomes 20 meter, and BD becomes a southwest direction, that is 30 root 2 meter. Okay. Now from triangle CAB, if we saw this CAB, this is right angle triangle, angle B and angle C both are 45 degree. So the opposite sides of these triangles are also equal. So if AB is 20, then AC must be 20. So from triangle CAB, AC is equal to 20 meter, because AB and AC both are equal, so AC is 20. So if AC is 20, OA is 30, OA is equal to AC plus OC, so it means OC is what? 10 meter. So again in triangle OCD we can say that this is also right angle triangle, C and D both are 45, so again opposite sides are equal, so OC is 10, then OD is also 10 meter and OD is 10. So this is the displacement of the particle, because initial position is O and final position is D. So this one is the displacement, that is 10 meter, and the D is on, hence the displacement from origin is 10 meter, but on which side? So let's see the direction. This A, that is north, B is towards east, this one is east, means B is east, so D is on west, so this displacement is 10 meter along west direction, and hence the correct answer is option C. Okay, now next question number 4. The velocity of a body of mass 20 kg decreases from 20 meter per second to 5 meter per second in a distance of 100 meter. Force on the body is. Options are A minus 27.5 Newton, B minus 47.5 Newton, C minus 37.5 Newton, and D minus 67.5 Newton. Let's see the question again. The velocity of a body of mass 20 kg decreases from 20 meter per second to 5 meter per second in a distance of 100 meter. Means the body whose mass is 20 kg, within the distance of 100 meter, if we apply the force on the body, the velocity of that body is decreases from 20 meter per second to 5 meter per second. So here remember one thing, here two velocities are given, means initial and final velocity is given. So in those example where the initial and final velocity is given, we have to use kinematical equations. Remember this thing, where there is a initial and final velocity is given, kinematical equation is used. So here is also kinematical equation is used, that is v square is equal to u square plus 2s. Why this equation is used here? Because from this equation, v means final velocity which is 5, u initial velocity which is 20, s 100 meter displacement, a is calculated from this formula. So a means what? Acceleration. And if acceleration is multiplied by mass, we can calculate the force, so we use this equation here. So put the value v as a final velocity, that is 5 means 5 square, u 20 square, a we have to calculate, s 100 meter, and from this a is equal to minus of 400 minus 25 upon 200, that is minus 375 upon 200 meter per second square. So if this is the acceleration, we have to calculate the force here, and we know force is equal to mass into acceleration. So mass is what? 20 kg into minus 375 upon 200, so it becomes minus 37.5 Newton. But why this force is negative here? This force is negative because due to applying the force, the velocity of body is decreasing. So instead of acceleration, retardation is there, and due retardation means negative of acceleration is, so the force is negative, and hence the correct answer is option C here. Now question number 5. Question 5. A ball is dropped from a bridge at a height of 176.4 meter over a river. After 2 seconds, a second ball is thrown straight downwards. What should be the initial velocity of the second ball so that both hit the water simultaneously? So let's see what are the options here. A option 2.45 meter per second, B is 49 meter per second, C is 14.5 meter per second, and option D is 25.7 meter per second. So let's see what is the answer here. A ball is dropped from a bridge at a height of 176.4 meter over a river. over a river from height 176.4. So here h is 176.4 meter, and from that height a ball is dropped. After 2 seconds another ball is dropped, means from first ball, after 2 seconds second ball is dropped. So what should be the initial velocity of second ball, so that both hit the water simultaneously? So for first ball, here h is given, here means height or vertical height is given, or in another kinematical motion, that is the displacement. So here we use kinematical equation, h is equal to ut plus half gt square. So here u, initially the ball is dropped, means initially the ball is at rest, so u is equal to 0 here. So ut becomes 0, means h is equal to half gt square, that is ht is equal to 170, half gt square is equal to 176.4, and from this if we calculate t, then t is equal to 176.4 into 2 upon 10, and in under root this, because here square, t square is there. If we simplify it, then we get t is equal to 5.9 seconds. So for first ball, the time required for first ball to touch the water is 5.9 seconds. But in this example, it is given that the second ball is dropped after 2 seconds. So the time for second ball is 3.9, that is 5.9 minus 2, so 3.9 seconds. So t is 3.9 seconds for the second ball is thrown after 2 seconds, so at the time 3.9 seconds. So let's see. Again, for second ball, same kinematical equation we use, ut plus half gt square is equal to 176.4. But here the second ball is thrown and first ball is dropped. Why the velocity of first ball is 0? Because it is dropped. And why the velocity of second ball is u? Because second ball is thrown. That is the difference between drop and thrown. So second ball is thrown, so it has initial velocity u, so ut plus half gt square is equal to 176.4. So for second ball time is 3.9. So put the value of t, u into 3.9 plus 1 by 2 g into 3.9 square is equal to 176.4. Put the value of g and simplify it. 3.9 u plus 10 upon 2 into 3.9 bracket square is equal to 176.4. If we simplify it, we get u is equal to 25.7 meter per second, and from this the correct answer is option D. Question number 6. A police car is traveling in a straight line with a constant speed v. A truck traveling in the same direction with constant velocity 3v by 2 passes the police car at t is equal to 0.3 meter per second square, while truck continues to move at a constant speed. If the police car takes 10 seconds further to catch the truck, find the value of v. Options are A 10 meter per second square, B 60 meter per second, C 20 meter per second, and D 30 meter per second. So here is one t is here actually a is equal to 3 meter per second square, which is correct here. Let's see the question again. A police car is traveling in a straight line with a constant speed v. A truck traveling in the same direction with a constant velocity 3v by 2 passes the police car at A. Here the correction is A is equal to 3 meter per second square. In last slide we see that t is equal to 0.3. That is not t, that is A. Here is the correct here. A is equal to 3 meter per second, that is the acceleration of car is 3, while truck continues to move at a constant speed. If the police car takes 10 seconds further to catch the truck, find the value of v. So car moves with velocity v, truck moves with 3v by 2. So after 10 seconds, car takes 10 seconds further to catch the truck. So what is the value of v? We have to find here. Let's draw the diagram with showing the position of car and truck at various instants. See the diagram. At starting, this is the car, this is the truck. after 10 seconds, this is the car, this is the truck. This v into 10 means velocity into time. That is, after 10 seconds, this is the velocity into time. That is the distance. This is the distance traveled by the truck, and this is the distance traveled by the car. This is also the distance traveled by the truck after 10 seconds. But here, total time is 20 seconds, and after 20 seconds, that car catches the truck. And in this situation, if the car catch the truck, it means that car and truck both travel the same distance. So the formula for distance is S. S is equal to what? S is equal to ut plus half at square, and the distance traveled by the truck is calculated by simple formula, that is velocity into time. Let's see here. If car catch the truck, means both are at the same position, means the distance traveled by two after 20 seconds is same. So this is the formula for the distance traveled by the car, that is ut plus half at square, where t is 20, and this is the distance traveled by the truck, velocity into time. It is also a distance. So simplify it. If we simplify it, 3 by 2 into 400 is equal to v by 2 into 20, and the final answer is 60 meter per second. So here the one thing why this formula is used, this is the distance by the car after 20 seconds, and this is the distance by the car after by the truck after 20 seconds. Here we use the formula S is equal to ut plus half at square, and here we use the formula velocity into time. So v is 60 meter per second, and the correct answer is option B. Next one, question number 7. Two balls are dropped to the ground from different heights. One ball is dropped 2 seconds after the other, but they both strike the ground at the same time. If the first ball takes 5 seconds to reach the ground, then the difference in initial height is g is equal to 10 meter per second. Options are A 20 meter, B 80 meter, C 170 meter, and D 40 meter. Let's see the example again. Two balls are dropped to the ground from different heights. Two balls. First ball is dropped from h1 height, second ball is dropped from h2 height. One ball is dropped 2 seconds after the other. First ball is dropped from h1, then after 2 seconds, second ball is dropped. If the first ball takes 5 seconds to reach the ground, then the difference in initial height is. So let's see here. For the second ball, the height is 1 upon 2 gt square. But here the second 1 by 2, that is g upon 2, 10 upon 2 into 3. Why 3 is here? Because the second ball is dropped after 2 seconds for the first ball, and first ball takes 5 seconds. So second ball takes only 3 seconds. So 10 by 2 into 3 square, that is 45 meter. For first ball which is dropped from h1, same formula is here. h1 is equal to 1 by 2 g t1 square, and the time for first ball is 5. So 5 square, 10 upon 2 into 5 square, which is 125. We have to calculate the difference in height. Difference in height means h1 minus h2, and so the difference in height is h1 minus h2. We see h1 is greater here, so 120 minus 45, that is 80 meter, and hence the correct answer is B. So here we use the formula for h, 1 by 2 gt square. Remember here again, remember one shortcut key or one important point is, when the ball is dropped from height, we use this formula here. The correct answer is B here. Now let's see the question number 8. A bullet emerged from a barrel of length 1.2 meter with a speed of 640 meter per second. Assuming constant acceleration, the approximate time that is spent in the barrel after the gun is fired is. Options are A 4 millisecond, B 40 millisecond, C 400 microsecond, and D 1 second. So let's see the answer here. a bullet emerged from a barrel of length 1.2 meter with a speed of 640 meter per second, assuming constant acceleration. So here the length of the barrel is 1.2 meter, the speed of bullet is 640 meter per second, assuming constant acceleration there, we have to calculate the approximate time that is spent in the barrel after the gun is fired. So here given is the length of the barrel, that is S is equal to 1.2 meter, speed V is equal to 640 meter per second, acceleration A constant acceleration, U initial velocity is 0 here because the bullet is at rest, and we have to determine the time. So we have the third equation of motion. From this 2as is equal to v square minus u square. From this we can calculate the a. So put the values. 2as, 2a into 1.2 is equal to 640 into 640 because v square is there and u is 0. So u square is a 0. So from this a is equal to 8 into 64 into 10 raised to 3. We rearrange it so upon 3, and the final answer is, so a, the value of a is given here, and by first equation of motion v is equal to u plus at. So here we know v, we know u, we know a, t is calculated. So if we put the values of these three, v is equal to 640, t is calculated. So rearrange this, t is equal to u is 0, so v upon a, that is 15 upon 4 into 10 raised to 3. We get 3.75 into 10 raised to minus 3 second, that is 4 millisecond. So once again see here, S is given, V is given, A we have to calculate the T, and we use two kinematical equation is there. Once again note down here, initial and final velocity is given, so we use kinematical equation. So from third kinematical equation acceleration is determined, and from first kinematical equation time is derived. So answer is 4 millisecond. So the correct answer is A. Now question number 9. An automobile traveling with a speed of 60 km per hour can brake to stop within a distance of 20 meter. If the car is going twice as fast, that is 120 km per hour, the stopping distance will be, options are A 20 meter, B 40 meter, C 60 meter, D 80 meter. See the question. An automobile traveling with a speed of 60 km per hour. First, a vehicle, consider a car, is traveling 60 km per hour. If we brake the car, it takes 20 meter to stop down. Now the car is with a twice speed, that is moving with 120 km per hour, and if we press the brake, in how much time, on how much distance that car will stop. Now let's see how we can solve it. The braking retardation will remain same and assumed to be constant. Let it be A. So for both the both the situation, the braking retardation is same, and that's braking retardation means acceleration, but in stopping the car, so that is called retardation, that is denoted by A. So the third equation of motion is v square is equal to u square plus 2as. Here A is the retardation, S is the distance, V is the final velocity, U is the initial velocity. Now in first case, what is V? V is final speed. The car is stopped, means finally the car is at rest, means speed becomes 0. U initial speed is 60 in kilometer per hour. So substitute the value, V is 0 into 60 into 5 by 18 bracket square. Why this 5 by 18 is here? Here we convert the kilometer per hour into meter per second, and for this we can use 5 by 18 here. So 60 into 5 by 18 bracket square minus 2a into s1. So first distance is s1 here. Now therefore s1 is equal to 60 into 5 by 18 upon bracket square upon 2a. So from this is the S1 formula for first one. Second case, in second condition, 0 into 0 means v square, that is 0, because in second condition car also stop. So 120 speed here, kilometer per hour converted into meter per second, bracket square minus 2a into S2. So therefore S2 is equal to 120 into 5 by 18 square upon 2a. Now here the stopping distance will be S1 is here, S2 is here. Therefore S1 upon S2 is equal to 1 upon 4 and is equal to S2 is equal to 4 S1, and that is the answer. 4 into 20, that is 80 meter. Here another way of solving this example is also there. From this first condition we determine A, because S1 is given 20, so A is also derived from this situation and put the value of A here. But this is going to easy to take the ratio of this 2. So S1 upon S2 is equal to 1 upon 4 is equal to S2 is equal to 4 S1, that is equal to 4 into 20, that is 80 meter. So the correct answer is D. Now next, question number 10. A parachutist after bailing out falls 50 meter without friction. When parachute opens, it deaccelerates at 2 meter per second square. He reaches the ground with a speed of 3 meter per second. At what height did he bail out? Options are 91 meter, 182 meter, C 293 meter, and D 111 meter. Let's see the answer. A parachutist after bailing out falls 50 meter without friction. When parachute opens, it deaccelerates at 2 meter per second. He reaches the ground with a speed of 3 meter per second. At what height did he bail out? So let's see the diagram here. This is the total height of parachutist. This is the maximum height. Here at top position that parachute bails out and he falls 50 meter up to point A. When parachute opens, it deaccelerates from 2 meter per second. Yeah. He reaches the ground. From this he reaches the ground at with a speed of 3 meter per second. So at what height did he bail out? Now parachute bails out at a height h from the ground. Velocity at A is, now this A is the point. What is the velocity at A? V is equal to under root 2 gs, because this is the condition of free fall, and during the free falling the velocity is V is equal to under root 2 gh. So at A, V is equal to under root 2 gh, root 2 into, what is the point A? A is at height 50, so 2 into 9.8 into 50, that is 980 meter per second. So velocity of V, the velocity of the parachutist at A is what? 980 meter per second. Now the velocity at ground is 3 meter per second. Okay, the velocity at ground is 3 meter per second, it is given. Also the acceleration is given there, that is minus 2 meter per second square, it is also given. So from this, capital H minus H determines the height here. So H minus H is equal to V square minus V1 square upon 2 into 2. What this V square upon 2 formula is for H is, how this formula is here? So formula is from this, H is equal to V square upon 2G. Okay, so in both cases G is same, so V square upon 2, V1 square upon 2. So 980, this is the velocity at A, V1, that is the velocity at ground. So 980 minus 9 upon 4, and here A is acceleration 2 into 2, because in both cases acceleration is there, and this is the difference in velocity. So the how much the difference is, with the difference in velocity that parachutes come out to the ground. So the answer is 242.75, and H is equal to 242.75 plus H. So H is 50. The final answer is 293 meter, and the correct answer is C here. Now next take the 11th example. A body of mass m moving along a straight line covers half the distance with a speed of 2 meter per second. The remaining half the distance is covered into two equal time interval with a speed of 3 meter per second and 5 meter per second respectively. The average speed of the particle for the entire journey is. Options are 3 by 8 meter per second, B is 8 by 3 meter per second, C is 4 by 3 meter per second, and D is 16 by 3 meter per second. Now let's. A body of mass m moving along a straight line covers half the distance with a speed 2 meter per second, and remaining half distance is covered into two equal time interval with a speed of 3 meter per second and 5 meter per second. The average speed of the particle for the entire journey is. Let the total distance travelled by the body is 2 seconds. If t1 is the time taken by the body to travel the first half distance, then t1 is equal to s by 2, because 2s, total distance travelled by the body is 2s and time is t1. Let t2 be the time taken by the body for each time interval for time remaining half journey. So s is equal to 3t2 plus 5t2 is equal to 8t2. So this is the t2 is the time taken by the body for each time for the remaining journey. So from this remaining journey is in two interval, 3t2 plus 5t2, that is 8t2. Now so average speed is total distance travelled upon total time taken. So total distance is s plus s 2s and time taken is t1 plus 2t2, because this is 2 in 2 interval. So 2s upon s by 2 plus s by 4, and the final answer is 8 by 3 meter per second here. So this is t2. T2 is what? 8 t2. T2 is s by 8 here. From this t2 is s by 8. So 2 t2, 2 into s by 8. So s by 4 is here. Okay. T1 is s by 2 here. So 8 by 3 meter per second. This is the answer. So the correct answer is option B is there. 8 upon 3 meter per. Now question number 12. A scooterist sees a bus 1 kilometer ahead of him moving with velocity of 10 meter per second. With what speed the scooterist should move so as to overtake the bus in 100 seconds? And the options are 10 meter per second, 15 meter per second, 20 meter per second, and 17 meter per second. So let's see, read the question again. A scooterist sees a bus 1 kilometer ahead of him moving with a velocity of 10 meter per second. One scooterist is there which says that one bus is ahead of him 1 kilometer ahead and moving with a speed of 10 meter per second. With what speed the scooterist should have moved so as to overtake the bus in 100 seconds? That scooterist want to overtake the bus but in 100 seconds. So what speed the scooterist should required, and that speed is to be calculated. So here the distance covered by bus in 100 seconds. That bus is moving with 10 meter per second. Okay. So the distance covered by bus in 100 seconds, that is velocity into time, is equal to distance. So 100 into 10, that is 1000 meter. So distance covered by the bus in 100 seconds is 1000 meter. And distance to be covered by scooterist. So distance, how much distance that scooterist to be covered, that is initially the bus is ahead 1 kilometer and that bus covered the distance in 100 seconds is 1000. So 1000, that is 2000 meter, means the scooterist has to cover the distance of 2000 meter. Now speed of the scooterist is equal to distance upon time. So 2000 meter distance that scooterist has to cover in 100 seconds. So it move with the speed of 20 meter per second, and hence the correct answer is option C. Here the scooterist sees a bus 1 kilometer ahead, means the bus and the distance between bus and scooter is 1000, and in 100 seconds the distance covered by bus is also 1000. So bus is ahead of scooterist is now 2000 meter. So speed of scooterist is 2000 meter distance that scooterist should cover in 100 seconds. So distance upon time, that is equal to 20 meter per second, and the correct answer is C. Now next, question number 13. A particle starts from rest at t is equal to 0 and undergoes an acceleration a in meter per second square with time t in second, which is as shown. Particle starts from rest at t is equal to 0 and undergoes an acceleration a in meter per second square with time t in second, as which is shown here. Now, which one of the following plot represents velocity v in meter per second versus time t in second? Options are, this is A, option B is there, option C is there, and option D is there. So 4 graph is given here and we have to plot a correct graph for this condition. So let's see which one is correct here. Question 13, read the question for again. A particle starts from rest at t is equal to 0, means when particle t is at rest, time is 0, hence velocity is also 0, means the initial velocity is 0. Undergoes an acceleration a meter per second square with time t in second, which is shown here. Now here see the a is on y axis, t is on x axis. So here if we saw the 3 acceleration is 3 here. So which one of the following plot represents velocity v in meter per second versus time? Let's see which graph, how we plot the graph here. A particle starts from rest at t is equal to 0. Okay, the equation of motion is v is equal to u plus at, that is equal to u initial 0, 0 plus a is 3 into 2, because here a is 3 here. See in diagram the a is given 3, so put a is equal to 3, that is 6 meter per second. So velocity, final velocity is how much? 6 meter per second. So v dash is equal to v plus at. Now v dash is here, v plus at. Now the velocity for next 2 seconds. Here after 2 seconds, because time t is there 1 and this is 2 seconds. So what is the velocity here? Velocity for next 2 seconds is 6 minus 3 into 2 is equal to 0. That is 6 minus 6 is equal to 0 for next 2 seconds. Why is negative here? Because the acceleration is negative, retardation is there. So this is minus 3 into 2 is equal to 0. So after 2 seconds the final velocity becomes 0. Now it means that v dash is equal to 0. Hence vt graph will be as shown. So here initial velocity is what? 0, because particle body is at rest, and final velocity is also 0, but the velocity is increased in the first part. The velocity is increases to 6 and then 6 to 0, and this is shown by the graph 1. So the correct graph is here, because this body starts from here origin O to this point up to 6, and from 6 to again to 0. So this is A, hence the correct option is A here. Why A is here? See here, initial velocity is 0, so this is origin starting from 0. Maximum velocity is 6, so this is up to 6. Again then next, in next 2, after 2 seconds what happened? Velocity decreases from 2 to again 0. So option A is correct here. Now question number 14. The displacement time graphs of two moving particles makes angle of 30 degree and 45 degree with the x-axis. The ratio of their velocity is. So these are the two graphs, displacement time graphs. One graph makes angle 30 degree, another graph makes angle 40 degree with time axis. And we have to find out the ratio of their velocities. Option A is 1:√3. Option B is 1:2. Option C is 1:1, and option D is √3:2. Let's see what is the answer. Read the question again. The displacement time graph of two moving particle makes an angle 30 degree and 45 degree with x-axis. So here first graph makes 30 degree, this is the 45 degree, and so we have to calculate the ratio. Now slope of displacement time graph is velocity. We know in previous lecture of revision notes of motion in a straight line, if we watch this video, then we see the slope of displacement time graph is called velocity. It means that here this is the displacement time graph, so slope of these graphs is velocity, and the formula for slope is tan theta. So V1 for first graph, V1 is tan theta 1 and V2 is tan theta 2. So what is theta here? So for first theta is 30 degree and for second theta is 45 degree. So V1 upon V2 is equal to tan theta 1 upon tan theta 2, that is tan 30 upon tan 45 degree, and which is equal to 1 upon root 3. Hence the correct answer is V1 upon V2 is equal to 1 as to root 3, and the correct answer is option A. Now next, last question of this video, question number 15. A boy begins to walk eastward along a street in front of his house, and the graph of his displacement from home is shown in the following figure. His average speed for in the whole time interval is equal to. So let's see the figure. This is the journey of the boy from his house. Options are A 8 meter per minute, B 6 meter per minute, C 8 by 3 meter per minute, and D 2 meter per minute. So let's see what is the answer here. Repeat the question. A boy begins to walk eastward along a boy begins to walk eastward along a street in front of his height, and the graph in front of his house and the graph of his displacement from home is shown in the following figure. His average speed for in the whole time interval is equal to. So this is the graph here. This boy starts his journey from in front of his house, and this is the displacement here. Now see, displacement from 0 to 5 seconds. So here this is time axis, time is along y axis, and displacement in meter is along y axis, and time is along x axis. Here these are the 5, 10, 15, 20, these are the time in minute here. So first displacement from 0 to 5, sorry, minute is there, not second, minute is here. Displacement from 0 to 5 minute. How much displacement is there? This is the displacement here. So that is equal to 0 to 40. So boy first in 5 minutes the boy moves or covers 40 meter. Now next 5 to 10 minute the boy covers the distance. The boy is a 40 meter because it is parallel to y axis, means at same distance that boy is. So here once again not second, that is the minute. Then displacement from 0 to 15 seconds. So 0 to 5 and 5 to 10. Okay, now 10 to 15, that is minus 20. Here that minus 20 is here. 0 to 15 second minus 20 is the displacement, and displacement from 15 to 20 meter, that is 0 because return to original position. So initial and final it is 0. So here note down one thing, that is S is not here, that time is in minute here. It is correction here, that time is in minute, not in second. So sorry for that, second is printed here, that is here it is minute. So in first 0 to 5 minute 40 meter is there. Next 5 to 10 meter 40 meter as it is. 0 to 15 minute minus 20 meter, and 15 to 20 minute it is 0 meter. So net displacement is 40 plus 40 minus 20 plus 0. The net displacement of the body or of the boy is 60 meter, because 40 plus 40 80 minus 20, that is 60 meter. Now we have to calculate average speed. So for average speed, first calculate total time taken. So what is the total time? 5 plus 5 plus 15 plus 5, that is 30 minutes. So total time taken by the boy is 30 minutes. So net displacement 60 meter and time taken is 30 minutes. So hence average speed is equal to displacement upon time 60 upon 30, that is 2 meter per minute, and hence the correct answer is D. So here just note down, this is not second, this is in minute, and this is the given in diagram here. First 5 minute 40 meter, then 5 to 10 minute, again 40 meter displacement is there, then 0 to 15 minute minus 20 displacement is there, and 0 to 20 0 displacement is there. So total time 5 plus 5 plus 15 plus 5, net displacement 60. So average speed 60 upon 30 is equal to 2 meter per minute. So the correct answer is D. So here are the 15 examples from the motion in straight line. Hope you understand all these examples. Try to solve this example, watch this video repeatedly, try to solve, and though you have any difficulty, comment me in the comment box. If you like the video, then please subscribe the channel, like the video, and press the bell icon to get the notification of the next video. In next video, we will solve next few examples related to same topic. Till then, stay at home, stay safe. Thank you.